I'm hiking the entire length of the Lake District, and I'll have just 6 days to do it. Located in the northwest of England, this national park spans over 2,300 square kilometres and is home to England's tallest mountain. But unpredictable weather, steep slopes and boggy terrain make this land difficult to cross. My goal is to get from the far north to the southern coastline in just 6 days, wild camping and visiting its biggest and best mountains along the way. Everything I need is on my back. This is going to be one epic journey. This is it, the beginning of my journey. 115 kilometers that way is my destination, over more mountains than I can count. Don't know why I've done this to myself. My journey starts in the little village of Caldbeck on the northern edge of the Lake District, a popular route along the Cumbrian Way. The first phase of this journey will take me to one of the lake's most famous mountains, a journey of over 42 kilometers to the imposing and beautiful Helvellyn summit. I always find the first few hundred meters to be the most difficult. It's like my body's screaming at me, "What the hell are you doing? Get back onto that couch in front of the TV." I started this journey with 25 kilograms on my back. That's 55 pounds to my American friends. Most of this weight is thanks to the camera gear I'm carrying, but living for 6 days out in the open was never going to be light, and my legs immediately began to feel it. But I finally reached High Pike, my first summit of the journey and far from the last, and a fine place for a rest and a nibble from my morale bag. For those who don't know, a morale bag, a name I picked up from my army days, is a bag full of morale. It's a trail mix basically, but more sweet than nut. One of the reasons I'm doing this hike is to help raise awareness for Fix the Fells. They are the people that volunteer to maintain these paths, to help protect them and stop them from eroding like this one is, and to protect the surrounding environment. I'll leave a link in the description below if you'd like to help them too. Thank you. Starting to get used to the weight on my back now, which is a good thing because I'm 10 kilometers in on day one, which means I'm about halfway to my first camping spot of the journey. I can't wait to get my head down. Yesterday, the weather was terrible, raining the entire time, so I had to postpone. As much as I complain about the weather around here, I'm actually grateful for these clouds because it is warm. Oof. This whole place is just bogland. Now I know what Sam and Frodo must have felt like. I wish I had a golem to guide me through. Little bit of an obstacle. Needed that. Starting to get a bit dehydrated there. Woo. Unfortunately on this route, and many more to come, I have to go all the way down to go all the way back up. And this is the big one. The biggest of the day. Better get on with it. It had now reached the early evening and I was ready to call it a day. But I had one last big mountain to climb before I could, and I wasn't looking forward to it, hence the procrastinating by the river. This is really, really hard.
Woohoo! I did it! Skiddaw, the highest summit of the day, the 6th highest in England, and the name of this area's entire rock group. Over 485 million years old. Whew. That was so tiring. Whew. Now down there is Bassenthwaite Lake. It's the only lake in the Lake District to be called a lake. It's all downhill from here until I reach my camping spot for the night. And I cannot wait to get into my scratcher. This has been a very difficult day. And the first day is always the hardest. But that steep ascent, damn, that was something else.
But unfortunately my hopes had been misplaced because I had one more hurdle to overcome before I could pitch up for the night. Okay, there is Longscale Fell. That's where I was supposed to camp tonight. But the water sources that I wanted to use are both dried up. So I'm gonna have to walk a little bit further in hopes I find something, because I am dry. This was not a good situation to be in. All my water bottles were empty, I was on top of a mountain and the sun was getting low. I needed to pitch up near some water soon. Luckily I had one last shot further down the hill according to the map.
I hear water! Woohoo!
This has been a long time coming. Today has been an epic first day. One of the toughest hikes I have ever been on. And I think tomorrow's gonna match. But for now, I need my sleep.
Macaroni and cheese for breakfast. Definitely living the high life here. Last night was great. Slept well, I was warm, I was comfortable, slept the entire time, which is unusual for a wild camp for me. And my next destination is about 20 kilometers that way, the mighty Helvellyn. Can't wait.
Clough Head, my first summit of the day, and definitely a tough one. That route was steep, morale bag is coming out for sure. By the way, something that definitely helps, and I learnt this on my mountain leadership course, is to drive through the heel. If you lean forward and press through the toes, you're activating your calf muscle, which is a much smaller and weaker muscle. But if you drive through your heel, then you're activating your glutes and your quads, which are far more efficient. Something I would definitely be putting to the test on this trek. By the way, shout out to Chris Ensel, who I did that course with. A hell of a lot of knowledge there. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check out his courses too.
My legs are really starting to feel it now. Not just my legs, pretty much everything else is sore as well. But I'm now on my way up to Great Dodd. It's my longest ascent of the day, and hopefully from that point on it will just be nice, relaxing walking. Yeah, right. Still got a very long way to go. Helvellyn is all the way over there in the clouds. It's currently 4:30. I'm going to be cutting it close. Not sure if I'm going to make this one. Might be hard to believe, but the Lake District Ski Club is over there.
This past winter I filmed some winter hiking nearby, so there's definitely plenty of snow for skiing, but that's a whole other video to come.
The weather's really starting to come in now. I had to put my jacket on, if for nothing else but the wind. It is rainy, but not too much for right now. I just need it to stay relatively dry until I make it to Helvellyn, and so I can pitch up for the night. Still really windy. I'm having to take my time up this steep ascent. But this is the last feature. As soon as I'm done with this, there's a straight road to Helvellyn. Whew. There it is. I can see it. Finally, the summit of Helvellyn. Woo! Let's go inside.
Okay, that has to have been two of the toughest hiking days I have ever been on. And that wind, I've only just sheltered from it. That was horrible. But man, what an adventure. And yet, there's still more to come. Next time, I cross over into the Central Lakes, find the boggiest place on earth, or to scale England's tallest mountain. You can find that video here. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It will really go a long way to helping me bring you more videos. Thank you.